Jed, we were just talking about how, in North America, perhaps we don't appreciate the current need or use of using Bitcoin versus somebody in Argentina that has obviously been faced with inflation, significant inflation, 40% since 2012. Although at the same time, as I was thinking about that comment, it's almost as though if you're really paying attention to the devaluation of your fiat currency because of the way the central banks have been operating since the financial crisis, that would probably be a good reason to move into crypto, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's I think a key base use case of crypto, and there's a lot of interesting things being built that I can
And
talk
what
about.
else would, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. And also in terms of some of the consumer use cases that people could start to think about, should start to think about.
Yeah, so what's pretty interesting about the tech? So nothing's changed. Like the technology, the infrastructure continues to accelerate, evolve, and getting to a point now where there was kind of in other cycles and other times it was like a little bit hard to use stuff on chain, install a wallet, like keep a seed phrase and all that. So what we're now seeing is the infrastructure is getting scalable and good enough where users don't even know that or users don't even know they're using the blockchain. And I'm seeing a lot of companies building
Hmm.
um, different applications that use crypto that basically the complexities of this is being extracted away. So what we're seeing out there is a few things. So like one, we're seeing decentralized social media have a moment. There's a few large ones. One's called Lens Protocol. One is called Faircaster. And basically, it's a way to have full ownership and control over the content that you post. We're also seeing
Hmm.
some strong traction in Web3 gaming. So like one issue with what gaming in general is like you spend hundreds of hours building your character, getting all your your in-game assets, and ultimately you don't own those. Like the company itself that made the game owns it. So now with the power of NFTs, you can have ownership of, let's say, that sword that you spent hundreds of hours of the game, and you can bring that asset to another game because you have true ownership. You could also fractionalize it. You can sell parts of it. You can trade it, that type of thing. Um,
Wow.
we're also seeing other things with like decentralized solutions that we see in like Web2 companies like decentralized Uber, Lyft. Now the infrastructure is there. We're seeing some really interesting things.
What does
Um,
that mean, though, in terms of decentralized Uber? What does that mean to the average user?
yeah, so like
I'm the average user.
yeah, so
Okay.
like so what's really cool about we call the tokenization model. So what basically the way that it worked, let's say when Uber launched, or DoorDash or whatever, you would have subsidized use of those apps from the money from the VC. So it'd be like really cheap, like first 10 rides on Uber is like they lose money. So what these decentralized consumer apps do is they actually give you tokens, which give you ownership in the protocol itself. So by using a decentralized Uber, by being a driver on decentralized applications, um, you get ownership in the company. So like Airbnb, like they gave their hosts maybe some IPO shares, and that's really it. But now you can actually have skin in the game as a user, and as a driver, as a power user. So the tokenization model really kind of opens up a new incentive model for people to utilize these apps.
So just explain that a little bit further in terms of the tokenization model. The ability, I mean, is it not just like giving somebody a bonus or money? Why is this so different?
So the
Because it's ownership?
tokens, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
think of the tokens like you use this application, you get these tokens that give you typically two things. One, governance rights over the direction of the platform. So if there's a decision to be made, you can vote and make a decision. The second is typically revenue share. So you are able to, by the success of the platform, you yourself get some, typically some revenue share.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. I have a couple questions to follow up on that. We'll be right back.